Brenda J. Lilly here with the Bridge Artistic Network. I wanted to put out a small disclaimer before we launch into today's video. I am not a licensed therapist. I am just a fellow creative artist who hopes to encourage, engage, and hopefully empower other creative artists to go out and live their art dream. Okay, here we go into today's video. I hope you enjoy it. Well, good Monday morning, everybody. It's Brenda J. Lilly here with the Bridge Artistic Network, and it's time for Monday Morning Kickstart this Monday, July 20th, 2026. It is cruising to the end of July. I can hardly believe we are 7 full months into this new year. Um, yeah, it's almost Christmas, folks. Woohoo! Anyway, I hope you like this video. If you do, subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, but most importantly, share it with everyone you know and love so that we can continue to become who we were created to be. Thanks so much, and I'll see you on the flip side. Well, good Monday morning, everybody. Brenda J. Lilly here with the Bridge Artistic Network and a big old cup of coffee because it's Monday and I need it. It is July 20th, 2026. Ah. Now, I've talked a lot on this channel about being intentional with your life, being purposeful with your life, but purpose, I've talked about purpose a lot. But I came across 3 quotes this weekend about purpose. You know, I've gone to see a lot of bad art lately, in my opinion. Again, art is subjective. So, in my opinion, there was some bad art. Seriously, when a singer goes seriously flat or sharp, in my estimation of the world, way the world works, that's not good. But still, art is subjective. Someone behind us was very excited about her. So, fine, whatever. Anyway, it started me down this thinking rabbit hole of why I do what I do. Why do I consider myself an artist? What is the purpose of that title, artist, attached to me, attached to anyone who is and considers themselves an artist? I have also said quite often, I think we are all artists in our own way. Not everything is a painting or a piece of pottery or a dance or a song or a meal. Um, when you're a CPA, I think you're as far away from being an artist as possible, but dealing with someone's finances is an art form, you know. Um, Being able to do what you do is an art. There was a song in a musical called "It's an Art to Be." It's an art is the name of the song, but it was about being a waitress, right? Um, and it's an art to do whatever it is you do for a living. But what gives me as an artist my purpose? What makes art purposeful? Is there a point to all of this? My answer, of course, is yes. But let's unpack the quotes I found. So the first quote is, I am an artist because art gives me purpose when nothing else does. I am an artist because art gives me a purpose when nothing else does. Boy, I can tell you, I had spent I have spent a lot of time in my life justifying my existence to other people, justifying my choices to other people, trying to make them see how important art is. You know, I was in a meeting on Saturday and someone said something about, well, we don't do that anymore. And it's not that they're not good, it's just we don't need them anymore. We're not doing it anymore. And they were specifically talking about theater and outreach that way. And it gave me pause as someone who is in the middle of writing a musical right now, as someone who is an artist through and through, but we don't do that anymore. I do. And that's where I got to by the end of the conversation was it doesn't matter what we do. It matters what I do. I matter. My gifts matter. They are important. And it may not make sense to the rest of the world why I do what I do the way I do it. And at some point, as a grown woman, as a grown person, we have to decide that other people's opinion of what it is we do and how we work and live and have our being doesn't matter. People can have their opinions. I am not everybody's cup of tea. I've said that many times on this channel. We're not even talking about me personally. We're talking about me professionally. What I do as an artist, how I am as an artist, as a person, as a leader flummoxes people because especially black and white people thinking, the black and white, there's yes and there's no. There's black and there's white. There's no colors in the rest of there is no spectrum. Just black or white. When I bump into those folks and I say, well, that's not the purpose of what I did. The purpose was to actually engage in relationship with people. The purpose was actually to open a door of understanding with people. For me, that's what art does. It invites people in to a different way of viewing the world. I am an artist because art gives me purpose in this world when nothing else does. Business, politics, making money. Oh, making money is like the lowest man on the totem pole in my life as an artist. And it's probably a really good thing that it is because I didn't get into the business in order to make a whole lot of money. Thank God. I got into the business because being an artist, doing art, being a part of an artistic endeavor brings me to life, makes my heart beat, makes me want to wake up in the morning and get back at it. My days are not a drudgery. My work is not something I hate, despise, and need a vacation from. And I don't know a lot of people who can say that. And now maybe that's a world problem. Maybe that's a way we look at work problem. I don't know. But what I do know is that I have found the magic for myself. I am an artist because art gives me purpose when nothing else does. My purpose in this world, on this planet, amongst these people is to engage the artistic community, to encourage the artistic community, to enliven, empower the artistic community to be the light that we are meant to be with our art. I don't know what else I could tell somebody. When you find that thing that just is your passion, you have found your purpose. When it aligns with your gift, the giftings that you have, the things that you are innately gifted to do, well, then you found your calling. And so I found mine. I'm an artist and I work with other artists. I love other artists because art gives me purpose when nothing else does. Now, I have two other quotes, but I don't want this video to get too long in the tooth. So, we're going to stop it here today, and I'll pick up the next video and the next quote. These are all about what art is and the purpose of art. And so I hope you liked this video today. If you did, give us a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. But what is it that you're passionate about? What is it about art that makes you keep going back to it? I think if you think about that, like when everything around you is falling apart, what is it that you do? Where do you retreat to? For me, I retreat to the canvas. I retreat to the words. I write. I sing. And I draw and I paint. That tells you where I find in this world, aside from God, because He is my peace. But part of my act of worship, part of my act of being in communication with Him is through my art. It is a direct connection to the divine for me. And I think that's a truth for every artist. Whether we know Him or recognize Him at all, our art is a direct connection. It is my purpose. It is my call. It is my reason for being. All right. I hope you liked this video. I will see you next Monday. Bye. Hey, thank you so much for watching our video. I hope you liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, subscribe. What are you waiting for? All right. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Bye.